Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our review of Kick-Ass 2, which we're behind on because it takes us forever to review movies, which we need to get on that, which we will next week. I, of course, am your host, Caleb Johnson. I'm here with Cameron. Cameron, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You ready to talk about Kick-Ass 2?
I am. I'm ready.
First of all, I will say this. The first time I watched this movie, I was on 20 hours of no sleep. And then I watched it now for the first time since then in 8 months, and I realized this movie's a lot better than I remember it being. But let's go into this, because this movie has a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which I don't really understand.
Okay, so going into the whole basis of this is set 2 years after the first Kick-Ass movie. You know, Dave's not really Kick-Ass anymore, Mindy's not really Kick Girl anymore. You know, but they inspired this kind of, like there's so many people, like Turk from Scrubs, who is now a superhero, and you see so many superheroes walking around and whatnot, trying to save the city. Jim Carrey is one, and it's just really a cool thing. So they kind of started I keep wanting to say revolution. I don't think I'm thinking of the right word. They didn't start a revolution. This isn't Mexico in the early 1900s and whatnot.
Or the WWE 13 slogan.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was the thing for that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the revolution. But nonetheless, the whole basis of this is that, Red Mist, now known as the Motherfucker, becomes the world's first supervillain, so Dave becomes Kick-Ass again, and he basically makes a superhero team with Jim Carrey, who was Colonel Stars and Stripes, called Justice Forever, which I thought was really cool. So going right into this, but just first off, Cameron, let's go into depth about what you thought about this movie.
Well, I think it's amazing because a guy from my favorite TV show of all time is in it. So, of course, I'm going to be a little biased here.
Donald Faison.
Yes, Donald Faison. I love him. But besides him being in it, the movie was really good. It was better than I expected it to be because I heard people say it was bad, but I really don't see why people say it's bad.
I kind of get it to a degree, but I don't get why it has a 29. Like, that's what I'm not getting why it's getting 4 out of 10s from everyone. That doesn't make sense to me. See, the only thing I will say is if you're a fan of the graphic novel, you might be like, how are they going to make Kick-Ass 3 now?
Yeah.
Because of stuff. But other than that, I think it's a good movie. I will say this. I thought that Hit Girl's storyline with the high school chicks was stupid.
Was it though?
Okay, the ending to it and the conclusion of that storyline was horrible.
Oh yeah, the ending.
That was not the ending of the movie, of course, but the storyline. That was disgusting. Yeah. It was just unnecessary. That scene didn't need to. Well, that scene needed to have. It was not funny. I didn't find it amusing.
It was funny.
I don't find that kind of humor amusing.
Well,
that's just me. It's me. But I will say this though, it was a hilarious scene whenever she's watching that boy band's music video, and she's like, "What's this feeling?" And she's like 15. It took her that long to feel that because she had no childhood and whatnot because she was a superhero, which is kind of a bad.
Feels.
She wasn't Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson. Yeah, granted, Dick Grayson didn't have a childhood, but man, he felt those feels. He felt those feels inside Orange Aliens and lots of other people. Oh, but the whole... Gosh, it's just the whole thing with it. I will say this is, when I first saw the trailer of this movie, I thought it was going to be awkward to see Hit Girl as like a 15-year-old. Because it was like, in the first movie, it was funny when she said cuss words.
Yeah.
And then I was like, in this movie, it's just going to be her... And it does just seem like a girl saying cuss words. And it isn't as funny because she's not a little kid. But I loved her. Her outfit was a lot better in this movie because they got rid of the little skirt.
Yeah.
It was badass. I loved her in this movie. You just love that purple wig.
I do.
Another thing I will say is I liked Kick-Ass's kind of revamped costume when he got the bulletproof vest.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome because it's like, and one thing I also loved was you could tell he had been working out because in the first movie it was he's a skinny guy wearing it. But in this movie he fills out that suit.
Oh yeah.
Like you can tell he's been working out. But then it's Todd who doesn't fill in his suit. I wish Evan Peters could have played him in this movie again. That would have been amazing.
It would have been.
Or Michael Cera, because he looked like Michael Cera in the ass kicker costume.
Oh yeah.
Then we have Marty from Hot Tub Time Machine becoming Battle Guy.
I'm not a fan of that movie.
I like the first. Okay, why are we talking about? Let's not talk about Hot Tub Time Machine. But the second one looks horrible, and I love Craig Robinson. But another important character. What did you think of oh my God, what is the dude's name? Daryl. What is the dude's name? Mindy's guardian.
Ricky. He should have gotten shot in the back. He should have gotten his revenge taken.
That's a good reference
Yes.
to another movie, but I will say, like, I thought he was, because he was a different, he was played by a different person in the first movie.
Yeah.
But I liked him in this movie a lot, actually. I thought he was
I
good.
did too.
I thought a lot of the casting decisions in the movie were spot on. Like Jim Carrey was amazing.
Oh yeah. Even though you've said he was stupid multiple times
Oh, are you talking about this movie or in other movies?
about this movie.
Okay, that was from a thing he said, and I've gone on record with you and said I read the full quote. I get it now.
Okay.
But the thing is, whenever I first heard Jim Carrey was in this movie, I was terrified. Because I was like, oh my God, he's going to be jumping around and being weird. But no, he played a character in this movie. He wasn't Jim Carrey. That's what I liked about it. Is he was like, yo, man, I'm Colonel Stars and Stripes. He was really good.
Yeah, he was.
Colonel Stars and Stripes is kind of a long superhero name, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, he couldn't just call himself Stars and Stripes.
No, because then that would be a girl.
Okay, that's a good point. Actually, I forgot about that. So, yeah, and then his dog was badass.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Before we're gonna get into spoilers in a little bit, but just talking about the main cast, we let's not forget you heard what their team name was, right? You heard that bit?
Yes.
Oh my God, the Toxic Mega Cunts. This name brings me joy. I think it's hilarious. I'm sure a lot of people were offended by it. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But so let's break them down. We have Black Death, Genghis Carnage, the Tumor, Mother Russia, and the Motherfucker. So
Just a wild bunch of names,
Chuck Liddell makes a cameo in this movie, which is awesome.
which is really awesome.
That was cool. I loved that the first time I watched this. But the thing I love so much, I love that Chris's origin of how he becomes the motherfucker after being Red Mist is hilarious. It's literally just because his mom was kinky and he found some of her dominatrix stuff and he was like, call me the motherfucker. And I think a lot of people probably hate him in this movie, which I'm such a big fan of him as an actor. I thought he was fantastic in this movie.
I did too.
I thought he was great, and he was one of my favorite parts when he was on screen.
Oh yeah.
So really, the rest of his crew, there isn't much to say about Genghis Carnage or the Tumor since they weren't big characters. Black Death was kind of cool.
Okay.
He had a funny scene.
Yeah.
Near the end of the movie, he had a really funny scene, but you know what scene I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna make sure in the spoiler section that we talk about that, so I make sure you know.
Okay.
Mother Russia. Yes. Yes.
You and Mother Russia.
I love Mother Russia. She's amazing. Mother Russia is like 7 feet tall, and she's just a badass former prisoner in Russia. And she just beats the shit out of everyone. And there's this one scene where she just destroys the police. I love Mother Russia so much. She's so good. She's amazing. She was the only other villain in this movie I thought was notable besides Motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mother Russia's badass. I love her. Do I like Mother Russia more than everyone else?
Yes.
I do. Mother Russia was just so badass. I loved her. That was great.
Yeah. But
And what?
you love Mother Russia like I love Night Bitch.
I love Night Bitch too. Night Bitch is the person we left out from the main Justice Forever. I think she was perfectly cast, and I think she was amazing.
And really sexy.
Yes, you can't deny she was pretty sexy. You felt the Harley Quinn-ish thing, so that's the main reason I think for you. Yeah, she was good. I liked her. The only people in Justice Forever I didn't like were the married couple.
Why you gotta hate on a married couple?
No, I'm not hating on them because they're married. Why are you here? I didn't get it. You know?
Because you need it. Oh, okay. When people say they don't like the movie, I can see why they wouldn't like them because they weren't needed.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is they felt like they just needed a couple extra heroes, and I'm sure they're in the I'm pretty sure they're in the comic.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they are. But it's, one thing though is I love the doc. His name is Doctor Gravity, right?
Yes.
Because I feel like there are like 5 different names he could have had. But I thought he was great in this. But they really did act like he was a big deal. To a degree, he was not a main character by any means, but he was. Everyone in Justice Forever, besides Colonel Stars and Stripes and Night, I feel like him, Colonel Stars and Stripes and Night Bitch were the important ones.
Yeah.
Even
Dr.
Battle
Gravity was probably the biggest side character you could have in this movie.
Oh yeah, and then he's like, oh man, I can do anything I want with this bat, and he has spikes in it and shit.
Because Turk is awesome.
Oh Turk, where was JD?
You could have been the motherfucker.
See, we did leave out the other guy in Justice Forever who only had like 2 lines. What was his name again?
Insect Man?
Was his name?
It seemed like it was something involving insect.
The gay guy?
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
I don't.
But he did not. I feel like he was more important than the married couple, and he didn't even do anything. Okay, I feel like we're at the point where we can't not talk about spoilers.
Yeah.
So first of all, what I wanted to say is the scene I was telling you about the black. So this is spoiler section. This movie's been out for like 11 months, so at this point it shouldn't be a big deal. But just in case, spoiler. Because I've seen people get mad for Sixth Sense spoilers in comment sections before. Which makes no sense. But, okay. So, the scene I was telling you about was whenever they had their big lair, and Mother Russia was like, he is just hungry. He needs to be fed. He's like, why are you looking at me? I think, that was the scene I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so, this is kind of a spoiler. Dave's girlfriend is a minor character in this movie.
Yes, that's true.
I would like to say this, first of all. His girlfriend is not his girlfriend in Kick-Ass 2 in the comics because at the end of Kick-Ass, she breaks up with him and sends him a picture of her sucking a dude's dick.
What was it?
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, they're together in this movie where she has like 1 line. She has like 1 or 2 lines. I love it so much. She has like 1 or 2 lines where he's walking with Mindy and she's like, no, I can't do this anymore, Dave. It's over. And then she's like, I don't know what's worse. The fact that you were banging a freshman or... Wait, what did she say? The fact that you were banging a freshman or got dumped by one. Yeah. And then she's like, you remember Malik? Which, for anyone who knows, Malik is the black dude who got killed in the first Kick-Ass movie. That was one of the first jobs he did when he first meets Hit Girl. And she's like, his baton is so much bigger than Kick-Ass's. Oh, no. There were some good... I will say the high school scenes involving Dave were actually really good in this one.
Yeah.
I thought they were better than Mindy. Oh, my God. I'm surprised I'm not calling her Hit Girl. I'm calling her Mindy. It feels weird. I've never called her Mindy. I will say this, though. Is something about the fact... I feel like... I'm surprised Nicolas Cage wasn't in this somehow.
Really?
Like, as a vision, like, of her being like, oh, don't worry, baby doll. Maybe they'll all be okay. Like, just for, like, 1 line. Like, I'm surprised they didn't have him as a ghost in this movie. Is that weird?
I don't know. No.
They had a picture of him.
But I don't know.
They had a picture of him.
You saw the picture a lot, which was a weird picture, by the way.
It's the most awkward picture possible. And another thing, though, is I finally figured out what his costume is supposed to be. Yeah. He is Batman and Night Owl from Watchmen.
Yes.
They mixed those 2 together and they made that. Which he's based off of Adam West Batman, which I think is awesome. Because this dude is just a nerd who happened to be a really badass police officer.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. That's not a bad thing at all.
Which is a good movie with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh my God, right? Love that movie. And, okay, so, going more into it, like I said, the puke and shit was not necessary. I thought that was
funny, but it wasn't necessary.
How was it? Was she not wearing panties? Is that why the shit was just going straight down? Is that what they were insinuating?
I guess so.
And also, I will say, it is a really sad scene whenever they leave her out there and she has to walk home.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's sad. I was like, fuck you, high school bitches. Other things, though... okay, so getting into the end of this movie... First of all, it's hilarious enough that Chris killed his mom in a tanning bed. I'm pretty sure she becomes like one of the main antagonists in the comics, so I'm confused by that decision. But then we go into things... So Dave's dad gets fucking murdered. which he felt like such a you know how he felt important in the first one.
Yeah.
I did not feel that in this one. He felt like a character who was only there to make a masturbation joke at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, and I felt like they needed yes, I get the whole thing where yes, it's sad that he died in prison because he was protecting his son. I get that, but at the same time, I didn't get him in this movie. I didn't, I felt like he was filler between the masturbation joke and him dying.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, him saying he was Kick-Ass. Which, I'm sorry, but if they believed he was Kick-Ass, they're retarded. Yes, this old, because Kick-Ass looks so old, Another great scene, of course, is when Chris was going to rape Night Bitch.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get hard. And then, that Mother Russia throwing lawnmowers and police. Mother Russia. I love Mother. And when I say I love Mother Russia, I am not Russian saying I love Mother Russia. I'm saying the character Mother Russia. I just love her.
Don't hate on Russia.
I'm not hating on. We're not talking about this at all. We're not even going into that. We're not discussing anything. No, this stops here. We don't discuss anything going on in the world. We don't. No. We're not going into that in this review. So, what did you think of the final encounter, like the final battle scene?
I thought it was amazing.
I thought it was really good. I thought Hit Girl versus... Do you think Hit Girl versus Mother Russia was better than Hit Girl versus Frank D'Amico in the first movie?
Yes.
I do too. I think it was... And if you know me, Kick-Ass is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I think that fight scene between her and Frank is one of the most badass fight scenes ever. This beat it for me. I thought it was amazing. And then the whole adrenaline thing and the slow motion glass stabbing, that was badass.
It was.
Oh, that was so cool. Oh, Mother Russia.
I want to say it's funny because that she was doing that in slow motion and is Quicksilver in the movie.
Oh my god, exactly. She becomes Quicksilver.
Yeah.
The only thing is, does adrenaline give you the ability to get a large 6-foot woman off its leg out around your throat? Because if so, I'm going to need to know that for future reasons.
Whoa.
That was a sex joke.
Whoa.
Like giant women. No, never mind. That joke went badly. I'm sorry. First of all, before we get right into the end, I totally forgot about something. Colonel Stars and Stripes gets killed off fairly quickly.
Which is a surprise. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, he's like, yo, it's what you doing? And then he gets stabbed and killed. And I get it because I think he does die fairly early as well in the comics, but I was very, I don't know, I was surprised he wasn't in the final battle. But I think it was needed because I think Kick-Ass needed to become the leader.
Yeah.
Because as much as Colonel Stars and Stripes was, it needed to be Kick-Ass. And his death was really good at the end, too. Not the end, it was in the middle of the movie, but his death was really good. And Mother Russia wanted to kill the dog. I'm not that evil. Which, it's good to know he wanted to keep the dog alive, though.
Yeah.
Can I pick now to say that Toomer has the weirdest costume ever?
Yeah, go ahead.
He had a horrible costume.
That's true.
It wasn't even, ironically funny, how Chris's isn't the greatest costume in the world, but it's funny. Toomer's costume was what is this? Anyway, back to the final battle scene. So we see Ass Kicker, who is Ass Kicker is the reason that... Okay, the reason Motherfucker knows is because Marty and Dave were dicks. They were dicks to Todd, so Todd was like, oh, hey, yeah, that's his father, I know him. I love that scene where they're all just chilling and making evil plans. Such a good scene.
It is.
And then, of course, we get to the final battle. Like I said, Hit Girl killing Mother Russia. It was a great scene. No Mother Russia in Kick-Ass 3 if it happens. That pains me. That pains me so much. I think I might be weirdly attracted to her.
It's okay. We all have our attraction.
In a weird way, I think I am. I think
all have our attraction.
Just a little bit, I think. We do. We like you and Rebel Wilson.
That was a phase. That's gone now.
Oh, you don't like Rebel Wilson anymore?
No.
I got you. She's good.
That was a spur of the moment.
I got you, man. I got you. Because of Pain and Gain?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have that great fight with Kick-Ass and Motherfucker on the roof.
Yeah.
Motherfucker is... First of all, if you haven't seen this movie, and you should probably have seen this movie if you're listening to the spoiler section. Hopefully. I hope.
Yeah.
I would hope. I really hope. So mother, just in case people are confused with Chris and motherfucker, that's the same person, obviously. And they're having, him and Kick-Ass are fighting on the roof, and he falls through the thing, and he's holding on to him. He's like, I'll never let you die. I'll come back like an evil Jesus. And then he's like, no, I'm not gonna let you die, you piece of shit. And he's like, no. And then he starts falling, and in mid-fall, he realizes, wait, I'm gonna die. This is real. And then he falls into the shark tank. Which, mind you, the shark tank was a whole thing where, they had gotten a shark for the evil layer, and it was just at the bottom of the tank. And there was the whole joke earlier that he was hungry. Which, by the way, I would like to say, 10 minutes before it happened, I did call this when I originally watched it.
Really?
I was like, saw the shark, I'm like, oh my god, they're going up, he's gonna fall in the shark tank, and the shark's gonna be alive.
Well then.
I'm not gonna be a dick about it, though. I'm just saying I did call it. But I thought Chris had a good death. It makes me sad that they killed him off, though. I love Chris.
Maybe he didn't die. Maybe he's gonna have no legs.
Oh, like a Scarecrow after Arkham Asylum?
Yeah.
How Scarecrow in Arkham Knight just looks fucked up and weird and awesome. Yeah, hopefully he comes back as he comes back like an evil Jesus, like he said. That should be his new supervillain name, Evil Jesus.
It should be.
That'd be amazing. I'm not sure if I'm leaving anything out of this. Oh, have I left anything? Which we're gonna get to the very, very end. There are 3 things we have to discuss.
Yeah.
At the very, very end, the 3 main things. So, number 1. Wait, okay, 4 things. So, number 1, first of all, they had the whole Justice Forever thing on the roof. Do you think Justice Forever will still be a thing or not?
Yes.
I do too, because it's like, they're like, we'll do it one last time. They're like, Justice Forever. Well, justice is forever, motherfuckers. Obviously, you have to keep doing it. And it seems like Dr. Gravity is still helping people, whether he's Dr. Gravity or not.
Because he's awesome.
Because he's Donald Faison. Because he's Turk. Because he can't do this. He needs Justice Forever because he can't do this all on his own, and he knows that he's not Superman.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And if you don't get that reference, shame on you.
Shame. I'm wagging my finger at you. Tam would wag his tail at you.
Don't mention Tam.
I'll mention Tam.
We're dragging this on.
We are, okay. But we still have the last couple things to talk about that are important.
Okay.
They have to be discussed in this movie. Okay, so why? So she did. Mindy thinks it's a good idea to make out with Dave.
Yeah.
Who is like 3 years older than her. It is illegal. If they did anything else, his hand was near her boob. No one can say it wasn't. He was gonna go for a feel there, but he didn't. And then she was like, "Don't make anything of this. It was just my first kiss." And then she just kind of leaves because they did reference it earlier. Something about that bothered me.
Really?
Something about it was in a weird way. Even though technically in real life they are closer to age because she's 17 and a half or whatever, and then he's like 28.
Yeah.
But in this, he's banging like a 49-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, he's married to a 49-year-old. They have kids and shit.
Well then.
She's an actress, I believe. But I don't remember what her name is.
Well then, that's interesting to say the least.
So he's gonna be Quicksilver. But anyway, nonetheless, that whole shit happens, and she, as a 15-year-old girl, goes on. Marcus is the dude's name who is watching her. So she goes on her own because a 15-year-old girl can totally make way for herself on her own.
Yep.
That makes total sense, right?
It does.
They couldn't send her to jail, like in the what is she gonna do? Not only does she have a motorcycle that basically says she's Hit Girl, because she doesn't care anymore. She has no secret identity, apparently, because she flat out said in school, "I'm a superhero." So it's like, I don't know where she's going. What is she gonna do?
I don't know.
And then basically the big thing is at the very end of it, Kick-Ass is all like, "Oh, you just some people who kick ass, stuff like that." And then you zoom out to him doing amazing pull-ups with an amazing body that'll make you jealous, and you see an Iron Man Kick-Ass. So Kick-Ass is now Iron Man. How does that make you feel?
It makes me happy because that's awesome.
So he's gonna be Quicksilver, but he's also gonna be Iron Man. Maybe he'll fill in for Downey Jr. as well.
Maybe.
So then the big question, first of all, I just had to mention that he becomes Iron Man, but do you think there will be a Kick-Ass 3?
Yes.
Yes, there will be. Kick-Ass, even though the second one got really shit reviews, I think that this movie's. I think they had because they set up for a third movie. Okay, granted, Green Lantern did set up for a sequel, and that's probably not going to happen. But
Just break my heart.
I'm not trying to. I'm just using an example. But so did Flash Gordon. But I really do think that we could get a third one in the next couple of years, and I hope it'll be good. I hope it'll be really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing Iron Kick-Ass.
Yes.
That should be the title of the movie, Iron Kick-Ass. Better than the Mandarin from Iron Man 3. That's not a spoiler, by the way. If you haven't seen it and you think Mandarin, for some reason, and you think Mandarin looks awesome, well, watch the movie and you'll understand why he's not. And before I drag this on, which I kind of am, we can't just end the video. Because you can feel... wait. Okay, out of 10, I'm sorry. We have to give this movie out of 10.
7 out of 10.
I would give it 7.5 out of 10. It's very... I want to give it an 8, but it's not an 8. First Kick-Ass, easily a 10 for me. That's one of my favorite movies ever. For this one, I give a 7.5. It's a really good movie. But nonetheless, feel free to hit the like button and favorite and subscribe. And in the comment section, you can say if you love Kick-Ass 2, if you hated Kick-Ass 2. If you do, explain why and what you thought. And if it makes sense, I'll understand. Don't just say it sucked because he is not a good actor. He is. I guess it's your opinion. Make sure it makes sense. If you want to in the comment section that we're awesome for liking this movie, if we're douchebags for disliking this movie, I'll put whatever the fuck you want in the comment section. I won't get rid of it unless it's too mean.
He won't, people.
I will.
No, you won't.
Oh, yes. Yes, I will. I indeed will. And nonetheless, did you notice we don't plug our Twitters anymore?
We don't.
It just doesn't. We don't tweet.
Yeah.
I tweet links to videos, and you don't tweet at all. It doesn't matter. Fuck Twitter. Okay. Before I keep... Okay. I should just end the video now, huh?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Caleb.
I'm Cameron.
And we're just a couple guys who really know how to kick ass.